Okay, let us continue. A little bit more I had to tell you, so I'm continuing with that. Are you hearing me, Partho? Partho, are you hearing me? Partho Bormon. Partho Bormon, are you hearing me? Mehboob, are you hearing me? Mehboob? Anybody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
So, thank you. So we are back. Actually I had something more to tell you, so that's why I have rejoined it. And then let's see, just 1 minute time. Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Let's give me some more. So I gave you earlier. I gave you this picture and I explained in the earlier video. Now this picture I gave you and I explained in the video 1 to 7 and very briefly. Now I'll go for a little bit of elaboration of all these 7 forms before we go for online. So Sahaj, I told you about Sahaj, and Sahaj means easy actually. ITR 1, this is ITR 1 is also called Sahaj. There may be short note, there may be multiple choice questions regarding Sahaj and ITR 1 like that. So you remember, this is used by resident individual for the assessment at 21-22 and whose income is coming from salary or pension. Whose income is coming from salary or pension. And then income from one house property. Please remember, I'm repeating the same thing. There should be income from one house property only. If you are having only one house property, it will be coming here. If you are having 2 house properties, you cannot fill up this. So excluding where loss is brought forward from previous year. Anyway, income from other sources can be there. Income from other sources, all of you know the meaning of income from other sources, but income from other sources has got long list, and in this long list, suppose interest on bank deposit also income from other sources, that will come. But there are some items of income from other sources like winning from lottery, income from horse races. This will not come here. If you're having these things, then you cannot include here. And all of you know what is income, agriculture income. If your agriculture income is up to 5,000, then you can fill up ITR 1. If it is more than 5,000, you cannot fill up ITR 1. Once again, please confirm anyone if I'm audible and visible. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. So ITR 1, regarding ITR 1, there may be some more questions regarding ITR 1. And actually, I am targeting exam from exam point of view. From examination point of view, I have thought, and that way only I have made this presentation. So there are a lot of things to discuss. I cannot go to those things. Even if you pass out BCom and go to chartered accountancy, you'll get a lot of things on ITR. But I am not interested to take all these things because I am targeting our BCom level, exam level. I think these are the basic things. So there may be a question, who cannot use ITR 1 form? This is a very pertinent question. Who cannot use ITR 1 form? So we should know these things. You please make note. Not now, after my class, you make note. You can take from net or book or screenshot from my presentation. Anybody having income, total income, more than 50 lakh cannot use ITR 1. So it's very simple to remember and very simple to understand. Anybody's agriculture income is more than 5,000 cannot use ITR 1. It's up to 5,000. So these things will form the questions of whatever exam. Maybe you are appearing for civil service and IAS. There may be some multiple choice questions on income tax. Maybe there if you choose commerce, these things will be there actually. If you know the fact, then whatever type of question is there, true, false, multiple choice, anything, fill up the gaps, anything, you can do it. But what matters most that you should know the thing. If you have taxable capital gains, all of you know what is capital gains. There are 5 areas of income: income from house property, income from salary, income from house property, income from business and profession, income from capital gains, and income from other sources. If you are having income from capital gains, you cannot fill up ITR 1. Very simple to understand. You should know who cannot. If you are having income from business or profession, you cannot use ITR 1. So what is there? Nothing tough or nothing complex to understand. Just you listen, you study, you write, and remember. Which people cannot use ITR 1? There may be a big question also, 5-mark question. Which persons cannot use ITR 1? So you should be writing these things only. And next, having income more than one house property. If you are having only one house property, income from only one house property, you can use ITR 1. You are having income from more than one house property, don't fill up e-filing for income tax ITR 1. You cannot. So I'm repeating these things in the earlier video also I've shown, and now also I'm telling you in a bit more details. So if anybody is having income from more than one house property, that person cannot use ITR 1. There may be short note, there may be multiple questions, there may be true, false, or fill up the gaps, anything. If you are a director of a company and you are an individual resident of India, but you cannot fill up ITR 1 if you are a director of a company. So please remember, this is my repetition class actually for your better understanding. If you have an investment in unlisted equity shares at any time during the financial year, during the previous year, anytime you had invested in some unlisted equity shares, you invested in sold out the share also, suppose, or you invested, you're having the shares, these shares, you cannot use ITR 1. So this is a point you can remember. Owning asset excluding financial interest in entity outside India. If you are a resident holding signing authority in any account located outside India, you are having a land in Pakistan, you are having some agricultural land in Indonesia, you can have it. You are having a property in other countries, you are having a property in suppose UK or USA, you cannot fill up ITR 1. So even if your income is less than 50 lakh, you cannot fill up ITR 1 if you're having any property outside the country. So which form you shall fill up, you shall know it. If you are a resident, not ordinary resident, and non-resident, this is a very important point. I think someone taught you in the class the residential status is the basis for income tax imposition or payment of income tax, or SSC is judged by residential status. And residential status, just take me 1 minute to repeat. There are 2 types of resident. One is resident in India, and another is non-resident in India. And resident in India is again of 2 types: resident and ordinarily resident in India, and resident but not ordinarily resident in India. This way, ultimately, 3 types of residential status is there. Now, if you are a resident and ordinarily resident in India, only then you can use ITR 1. If you are a resident but not ordinary resident, or if you are non-resident, you can find the definition what is non-resident. You cannot use ITR 1. So there may be question on this also, this point also, whatever question is there. If you are clear about it, and when you are listening with lot of attention, I think you can remember all things. Having foreign asset or foreign income. Okay, you are having foreign income. It is said earlier also, owning asset in foreign country, including financial asset outside India. And again, they are saying you are having some income from that, you cannot use ITR 1. And if you are assessable in respect of income of another person, in respect of which tax is deducted in the hands of the other person. Sometimes, you know, you are assessable for not of your income, you are assessable in respect of income of some other person. Maybe there is minor. For minor, you are paying the tax and assessable like that. You are taxable for other person's income. then you cannot fill up ITR 1. You cannot fill up. So we have seen who cannot fill up ITR 1, and you have every opportunity to go by books. Again, to make it more clear, so now let us see ITR 2 like this little bit, and other things you can find also, but let us go by ITR 2. ITR 2 is for the use of individual or Hindu Andibari family. See here, Hindu Andibari family is also coming. Hindu Andibari family cannot go to ITR 1. They are coming to ITR 2, and individual also coming to ITR 2, whose income for assessment year is coming from salary and pension. You should know the difference and similarities between different ITR forms. See, in ITR 1 also, income from salary pension was there. In ITR 1, income from one house property was there, but here they have said income from house property means if you have more house property also, it will be coming to ITR 2. Income from other sources, winning lottery and horse races, etc. See, in ITR 1, income from other sources was there, but income from other sources has got a long list. That list includes income from lottery and income from horse races, etc. also. If you are having income from other sources, including lottery, horse races, you cannot go to number 1. You have to come to number 2. I think it is clear to you. And total income should be more than 50 lakhs. If your total income is less than 50 lakh, you go to ITR 1. But all these criteria you have to see: winning from lottery, one house property, then horse race, all these things you have to see. So for the income tax practitioner or for the SSC, you have to make some study and find out the criteria, and you have to understand which form you shall fill up. Otherwise, there will be problem with the income tax department. So for these things, we are teaching these things. And if you are an individual of director of a company, you can come here. If you are an individual director in a company, you cannot go to ITR 1. I have told you. So you can make a comparative study between ITR 1 and ITR 2 also after these steps of classes. I need not give you lots of notes. I'm just explaining what is 1, what is 2, like that. And if you have understood, because you are a mature student of 5th semester now, you can easily make comparison between these different forms. Then if you are a director in a company, you cannot form ITR 1, you can form ITR 2. If you have investment in unlisted shares anytime during the financial year, if you have invested in unlisted equity shares anytime, it means that whole year you had invested in shares, or you have invested in shares anytime and sold out during the year. In that case, you cannot go to ITR 1. You have to come to ITR 2. Very simple. Then resident but not ordinary resident and non-resident. Very clear this point. If you are a resident and ordinary resident, go for ITR 1. If you are a resident but not ordinary resident, or if you are a non-resident, in this case, you have to come to ITR 2. So see, these things are very easy to understand, and please remember, I have already told you there are 3 types of residents: real status, resident and ordinary resident, like you and me, resident and not ordinary resident, some people who keep on going to foreign countries. I'm selling in easy language, and there are some number of days, 102, 180, all these things. I'm not bringing it to this lecture. These things you have learned. So resident and not ordinary resident, and there are some non-resident, NRI. Those people have also to pay tax to the government of India in certain cases, and in that case they will fill number 2, not 1. Remember. So now it's very clear which resident is to fill up which form. Income from capital gains. If you are having income from capital gains, you cannot fill up ITR 1. You have to fill up ITR 2. And all of you understand what is capital gains. You sell the capital asset and gain something, maybe long-term capital gains, maybe short-term capital gains. If you're having capital gains, go for ITR 2. There may be short note. Then foreign assets, foreign income, ITR 2. And you are having income, agriculture income more than 5,000. If your agriculture income is more than 5,000, you have to go for ITR 2. If your agriculture income is less than 5,000, you go to ITR 1. And with all other characteristics also must be satisfied. And what is here? Let us see, something else is given here. Further, in case where the income of another person, like one spouse, child, is to be clubbed with the income of SSC, this return form can be used with such income falls in the above categories. See, you are an SSC and your income includes income of your spouse or income of your child. That is, you know, dear students, it is known as clubbing of income. Clubbing of income. One person is paying tax on his or her own income, including income of some other person, maybe spouse, maybe child, whatever it may be. And that's clubbing of income. So whenever your income includes income of some other person, then you can fill up ITR 2. And let us take only 1 minute about who cannot fill up ITR 2. This return form should not be used by individual whose total income for assessment year 21-22 includes income from business. If you are having income from business and profession, you cannot use ITR 2. Remember, you cannot use ITR 1 also if you are having income or from business or profession. For declaring these types of income, you may have to use ITR 3. You have to go ITR 3 or 4. And accordingly we shall do it. So ITR 1 and 2 we have understood. You cannot use this if you have income from business or profession. So if you are having, it is very clear and easy to understand, if you are having income from business or profession, you have to go for ITR 3. So let's say 2 minutes on ITR 3. Current ITR 3 form is to be used by individual or Hindu Andivadi family who have income from proprietary business or carrying on profession. See, business does not mean again partnership. It's a proprietary business you are having. So if you're having income from business, you have to go for ITR 3. Person having income from these sources are eligible for ITR 3. The moment a person is having business income, you cannot fill up ITR 1 and 2. See, dear students, I am repeating certain things time and again so that don't get bored, but it will remain in your mind. That's why I'm repeating. If I say only once, you'll forget it. That's why I'm repeating. So bear with me. And income carrying on business or profession. If a person is having income carrying on business and profession, it will be coming under ITR 3, and that must be proprietary business. You know it. And sole trader. If you are an individual director of a company, come to ITR 3, individual director. If you have investment in unlisted shares at any time, come to ITR 3. This will also be covered by ITR 3. Return from includes from house property, salary, pension, income from other sources also come here. Suppose one person is having salary, one person is an employee having salary, he is having a business also, he is having house property also, he is having other sources also. All these things will be coming under ITR 3 only because he is having business income. If he does not have business income, then choose 1 or 2 accordingly. But otherwise, if you have business income, also salary, also house property, also pension, maybe a salary or pension, and also income from other sources, all these things you are having, please come to ITR 3. And suppose you are a partner of a firm. You are a partner of a firm, then that income also will be coming under ITR 3. So ITR 3 is over and we're having a little bit of time. So let's go by ITR 4. And someone rightly wrote here in the chat box, I loved it, and that you know it, that ITR 4 is also called Sugam. ITR 4 applies to individuals' house properties, sorry, HUFs or partnership firms other than LPP. See, partnership firm which are not limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership is different concept, I told you. But here partnership firm other than limited liability partnership which are residents and whose total income include, see the criteria, for item ITR 4. Business income according to presumptive income scheme under section 44AD to 44AE. During this section, include in between these sections, then business income. Those income will be coming under ITR 4. We should be dealing with 44 AD and 244 AE later on. Professional income, according to presumptive income scheme under 44 ADA, that professional income will be coming here. If you want to know, go by this section 44 ADA. Income from salary or pension up to 50 lakhs, that also will be coming here. Income from salary and pension. Suppose you are having a income from salary and pension and partnership, you are also, it will be coming here. Income from one house property, not more than 50 lakhs, excluding amount brought forward losses. So here also, if you have one house, so I told you to study a comparative study between 1 and 4. There's some similarities. Let us see that. Please see and study. See, in 1 also, you have found that income from one house property. In 4 also, income from one house property. But what is the difference? You find it. Income from other sources, having income not more than 50 lakhs. And here also lottery and horse races income will not be included. If you are having lottery income, other sources and horse races, it will be not coming to ITR 4. So many things you have to see to determine which form is for you. Please note that any individual earning income from the above mentioned sources as a freelancer can also opt for a presumptive scheme if their gross total income is not more than 50 lakhs. Presumptive income scheme under section 44 AD, AE, ADA is when an individual or entity opts to derive its income from presumptive basis. That is, when the income is presumed as a minimum rate based on percentage of gross receipt or gross turnover and based on ownership of commercial vehicles. These are presumptive incomes. And however, if the business turnover exceeds 2 crores, the taxpayer will have to go for ITR 3 again. If the business turnover crosses 2 crores, then taxpayer will have to file ITR 3. He cannot file ITR 4. So these conditions are very important to study. And who cannot file ITR 4? If your income exceeds 50 lakh, cannot come to ITR 4. Having income from more than one house property, cannot come to ITR 4, just like ITR 1. If you have any brought forward loss, you cannot come here under any head, brought forward loss. Owing any foreign asset, you cannot come here. Foreign asset, if you are having, cannot come here. Go to some other form. If you have signing authority with any account located outside India, your signing authority of any property or account which is located outside India cannot come to 4. Having income from any outside India, any source of outside India, you're having some income, you cannot come to 4. If you're a director of a company, you cannot come to 4. So a lot of similarities are there between different sections, and we share different ITR forms, but we have to clarify which is what. If you have invested in unlisted equity share any time during the previous year, then also you cannot come here. Being resident or ordinary resident, not ordinary resident, non-resident, this also cannot come here. Just like number 1, only resident and ordinary resident will be coming here. Resident, not ordinary resident, and non-resident will not come here. Having foreign asset or foreign income will not come here. If you are assessable in case of income of another person, then also you cannot come here. So in the hands of other person, so in the respect of which tax is deducted, then also you cannot come here. ITR 5 is very simple. ITR 5 is for firms, limited liability partnership, association of persons, body of individuals, artificial juridical persons, then AJP, estate of deceased, estate of insolvent, business trust, and investment fund. For all these people, ITR 5 is applicable. So it is very clear they are saying that which persons will be coming for ITR 5, and there is no complexity here. See, so please learn it, because there may be questions on ITR 5, which types of persons are to fill up ITR 5. So please, I advise you to learn it. And last, ITR 6, very simple for companies other than companies claiming exemption under section 11. I have already told in the last video that under section 11, some companies can claim deduction or exemption, income from property held for charitable or religious purposes, the return has to be filed electronically. Anyway, there are some companies which claim deduction under section 11. What type of deduction? These companies are having some property or some charitable or religious property, and there are some income from that property. So, and they are claiming exemption. So these people for companies other than companies claiming exemption under section 11. If the company is claiming exemption under section 11, they will not come to 6. So what is under section 11? Income from house, income from property held for charitable or religious purposes. So please see this one line only. For companies other than companies claiming exemption. The companies which are claiming exemption under section 11 will not come here. Other than, and the return has to be filed electronically only. And these people only go for e-filing. Anyway, everybody is going for e-filing now. And number 7, last will coming, another 1 or 2 minutes I'll take. For persons, please see number 7. For persons, including companies required to furnish return under section 139 4A or section 139 4B or section 139 4C or section 139 4D or section 139 4E or section 139 4F, these companies will be, these persons will be coming under 7. Return under section 139 4A is required to be filed by every person in respect of income derived from property held under trust or other legal obligation, wholly charitable or religious purposes, or in part only for such purposes. See, some people having trust, they are having property which are used for religious purposes, used for charitable purposes, and they are claiming deductions, exemptions. They cannot go to other forms. They will be coming here. They cannot go to, see, in the number 6, we have clearly said that if you are claiming exemption under section 11, you cannot come to number 6. You shall go to number 7. Very clear, I am talking very clear sentence. Return from under section 139B is required to be filed by a political party. So what is section 139 4B? It's a return to be filed by a political party if the total income without giving effect to the provisions of section 139A exceeds maximum amount not chargeable to income tax. So if the maximum amount which is not chargeable to income tax in a political party, see, political parties are also accessible. So they can fill up this return under section 139 4B. If anybody asks you what is 139 4B, and even you can check in the net, this is related to political party. They will be coming under section ITR 7. Return under section 139 4C is required to be filed by every, see, once again, this, what is section 149 4C? Please, you remember 139 4A, B, C. These things I advise you to understand these things. You will be getting very interesting these things. And these people, 139 4A, B, C will be coming under ITR 7. But we should know what is section 139 4A, what is section 139 4B, like political party, what is 139 4C. It is Scientific Research Association, news agency, Assam Tribune. So like this types of news agencies are there. You know, what are the news agencies, news channels? Association of institute or institutions referred to section 1023A. Institution referred to section 1023B. Fund or institution or university, even university is coming here. Under educational institution or any hospital or other medical institution, these are coming under section 139 4C, and they have to fill up ITR 7. So after learning these things, if anybody asks you, I am going to fill up the ITR of university, what should I do? So dear students, you should be in a position to tell them you should fill up ITR 7. So these things at the basic knowledge you all should know. Return under section 139 4D. What is 4D? Is required to be filed by every university, college or other institution who is not required to furnish return of income or loss under any other provision of this section. So mostly it is coming under university, colleges, etc. And what is under section 139E, 4E, it must be filed by every business trust which is not required to furnish return of income or loss in any provision of this act. So if there is any trust which is not supposed to furnish return under any other provision, will be coming here. Let me repeat. Return under section 139(4)(e) must be filed by every business trust which is not required to furnish return of income or loss under any other provision of this section. So they will be coming here. And last line for today, return under section 139(4)(f). So it's clearly ABCDEF 4F must be filed by any investment fund referred to in section 115UB. It is not required to furnish return of income or loss under any other provision of this section. So these people will be filing the return of income tax return under ITR 7. So now see, we have got a clear idea, a little bit idea I have given you. So minimum these things you should know, and maximum is no limit. So minimum I advise you to know these things and make clear-cut notes about the different ITR forms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and accordingly make notes and prepare for your exam. And actually, personally, I don't worry about any exam. Actually, to share with you, whenever something comes to me, I want to know it. So now I want to know it. I want to know it. So with that attitude, if you just want to know these things, of course, you should not try to know something which is not in your course, so you don't have time. But something which is very much in your course, that thing you should be in a position, should be interested to know. And I believe you should be doing it. So before your 5th semester course is it's going on there, but as soon as possible, cover up these things. 4 or 5 days, 1 week you take and cover up these things, because you are having still a responsibility to appear for 40 marks examination. So now I end up here. Please, if anybody wants to talk to me, unmute and ask me any question, please. I'll be taking up very soon the online classes on online, directly, practically. I'll be showing a lot of things. You'll be finding it more interesting. But before that, this background was highly essential to make you prepared. And this background is essential both for those online things which I'm going to show, and also for your exam purposes. So today's class is very, very important for your exam purposes, also for your progress in this line. Thank you very much. Please, anybody may ask you 1 or 2 questions. Please, I'm ready. Please unmute anybody. I'll be loving to know. Who will unmute? Who will unmute and talk to me? Please, anybody? Anybody unmute and talk to me? Am I audible? Am I audible? Nobody's talking?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please talk to me. 1 or 2 things you talk to me, or use chat box. Or use chat box, or 1 person please talk to me. Anyone. Deepshika Shaikia, you're hearing me? Did you like the class? Tell me your feedback, then I'll accordingly prepare the next classes. Did you like the presentation or any problem? Saurabh.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Saurabh, please tell me your feelings about today's class.
Yeah, so firstly, the class was good and it was very interactive. And sir, I have one query.
Please.
So I have one query. It's like, will we have the rest of the classes in online mode or offline mode?
Okay, actually, see, there is no, in the routine, there is no class for 4th semester, right? There's a class for 5th semester and all. But in this situation, if the college authorities ask me to take offline classes, I'm really, I'll be happy to take that. But since it is not there till still now, I cannot be away from my students. I want to do something to come into your touch so that it can be helpful to you. So I've started online classes. But if I'm asked, I'm ready to take offline classes. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, but in the meantime, we'll have offline classes as well.
Yeah,
So
you are
we'll
having fifth
it will
semester
clash.
classes also. You are having fifth semester classes also. I think it will be started.
Yes.
So I have taken today Sunday because it's a special case, and I'll adjust accordingly so that your classes are not disturbed. It's my responsibility, it's our responsibility. Department account is a department responsibility. So we have taken it somehow to reach you. So if your classes are there, I'll not take during daytime, I'll take evening time. Would you like it?
Right, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be very much in cooperation, no problem. Any other person, please tell me your feelings, please. I'll be loving to know it. Then I'll be motivated to take the next class. Or if I'm too fast talking, you don't understand, then also tell me. I'll be very slow. Or any problem in language, please tell me. Anybody, please. Devjani, Devjani, Priya, Sukanna. Yes, Sukanna is written. Online class is good, very good. Every time, evening time is preferable. I'll take evening class. Okay, fine. And any other person, please talk to me. One more. Jakir, please. Are you hearing me, Jakir? Nobody is responding. What happened? Or type in the chat box. Sukanna, are you hearing me? I don't understand what is the problem. I'll listen to know. Okay, Saurabh, once again back to you. Saurabh Chetri. Okay, Priya is written. Sir, it is